just a short video to show the new generic action layer assets and how they are working. Basically, in the past, I've just had the assets placed on their own local things if they're tied to an NPC, as you can see these two, or individually on everything on one layer, or called GA effects, or another layer called GA effects GM only now, which allows you to see, not have your players see effects you don't want them to. So for now, like anytime I move and drop a token, all the effects will be refreshed so that when you've got them up and you're moving guys around, right, they basically will always be replaced. Now, to describe some of the effects, and this is my last session of my Monday night games. For instance, Honor here has cast a Hunger of Hadar. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off right now as if it ran out or got done. And that's how easy it is to turn these things on and off. And of course, if I bring Honor up, go over here, and this is a Moonbeam Tide effect, which is a permanent effect or asset that sticks around. Any of the things that have NPCs tied to them will usually have permanent assets. But for now, I'm just going to show that, Honor's out here, and he went and basically did this really overpowered spell, Hunger of Hadar, and placed it right next to everybody who was coming into this room, which was really annoying because Hunger of Hadar hits you coming in and out. If you're in it, it'll trigger, and if you're out of it, it'll trigger. But essentially, as you can see here, and I'll turn off this yellow circle so that it looks better. It's placed in darkness. Like if I look at it from Darkray's perspective, he can't see inside any of this stuff, and the darkness blocks him. He's got Devil Sight, so he can see through the darkness. There's different obscured layers that vision doesn't really take care of in FGU, so I just don't play it. I just let it work out as whatever sees, and whatever doesn't. But as you can see here, he placed this, and anytime these guys start a turn in here, or end a turn in here, they can get hit by damage, which was kind of horrific for me, as they were getting pounded. So basically, the assets get replaced every time you move a token, and what that has is the effect, if you click on it, they all go away to keep it uncluttered. But it means whenever you're moving, you basically see them always, they'll go away and come right back, so that you're not cluttered, and then you can see what's going on. In this case, the Hunger of Hadar spell is still hanging on as a concentration here, so you can see it there. You can see the Hunger of Hadar itself around there. You can see a little bit of the darkness that's been applied by 5e automatic effects module that I use, which tailored some of their data the way I had it in generic actions layers, which does all the assets. You can see he's got Slayer. It has various assets for each thing that I chose to put in the assets and tie their names to. So Cirrus actually placed a Moonbeam on top of somebody who has since turned invisible and moved. That's why you see his Moonbeam thing there, and the actual Moonbeam that he used to place it there. So it's a lot of confusing things, but they're really whatever you have them for. And this is just my defaults. I have certain effects with assets. These guys here actually turned invisible and ran out of the Hunger of Hadar. And of course, these guys, they don't see them because they're invisible. And if I actually went to the dark race vision of this, you can see what it really looks like from the player side. And of course, I don't let the players see things in the CT that they can't see. I'm not going into that. You can't see the invisible guy that ran out here, or the invisible guy that ran there, and he can't see anything past, the obscured darkness stuff. But of course, Honor has Devil Sight, so he can see lots of things that everybody else can't. And some of these assets, like if I move Honor, and I'm on the player side right now, you can see that there's no invisible there. Well, that's because if you actually looked at the invisible that is there, in this case, where is he? Zardoc, right? His invisible, and you can see it's in parentheses. That's basically a GM only. And now I support, if I turn this off, right, now the player is actually going to see that invisibility right there. And if I go back to the host and set it back to the way it was, he won't see that asset. That's pretty much all I wanted to show you, that I actually use these things in game. And they're all optional, so you can turn them on and off, just in case you didn't know this stuff was out there. Again, I'm not going to explain how I do it all. I'm just showing you that, hey, cool, stuff works. That's it.